Hey, how's it going out there today, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to Weekly Recap. Starting to get caught up on these things. Main thing is I'm trying just not to get behind. I'm about a week behind right now. That's probably like where I like to keep it, That way, you can get an idea on what the lanes are doing, and, I'm not giving away my location. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. I did 2 loads this week. Really good week. I'd take this week every single week, and I'll talk more about that later. Let me go over a few ground rules for Weekly Recap. In case you guys didn't know, the way I set up Weekly Recap is I'm leased to an 80-20 split carrier. I am an owner-operator. I do not get my truck through my carrier, but I do get a lot of benefits from the carrier being leased on. A lot of people say, oh, look at the money you're giving away being leased on versus having your own authority. Trust me, I've been there before. It's not all sunshine and rainbows when you have your own authority. There's a lot more work to it, and I feel like I do enough work, and I'll piecemeal that 20% for what they do. They do a lot for their 20%, So I'm happy where I'm at. If it offends you that I'm leased on somewhere, I don't know what to do. But let me go over a few ground rules. I don't talk about the carrier I'm leased to. If you want to do similar numbers to this, I say find you a good local carrier to you and work with them and put in some good work and do what you're supposed to do. Handle your side of the business, and things tend to work out when you do that. That'd be my advice. That's how I've done it, and that's how I've had it work out the best for me when I do it that way. Trucking it, that's what I mean, when I do trucking that way. So I don't talk about my carrier. What else? 80-20 split. I don't put these numbers out to brag. This is just showing you what the market's doing right now. If you do better than me, hey, put a thumbs up in the comments, or leave me a comment. I like to hear people doing good. If you're out here sacrificing, I want to hear you. I want to hear you winning. If you're not winning, whether you're a company driver or an owner-operator, leave me a comment or email me, cashiskingenterprises@gmail.com, and I'll try to help you out, because, I've been out here doing this 15 years, and I like to say I don't have 1 year of experience 15 times. I have 15 years of experience. What I mean by that is some people will tell me, hey, I got 20 years of experience, but they're really in the same position they've been in since day one. It's like, you got to learn from things. You got to progress. I'm not saying you need to become an owner-operator. Even as a company driver, you can progress. So if you're in a situation, I'd like to help you. Come join me for a live show. We try to help out as much as we can on those. I really have a lot of fun with those. So come hang out for one of those. And if you buy your own fuel, if you are an owner-operator, check out that Mudflap in the description down there. I am getting some great discounts. I'm probably buying about 80% of my fuel through Mudflap right now. I'm down in Florida right now. Not a lot of stops in Florida. They did just pick up one on I-75 in McDonough, Georgia, which is a game changer for me, because used to, when I come down to Atlanta, McDonough area, I would have to get fuel like in Kentucky, because that would be my last stop on Mudflap. Now I can bring it down into Georgia, and I got to stop down there. So glad to have that. They're adding to the network all the time. If you do sign up for Mudflap, you give them your email every week, they'll email you the new stops that they've added. Just saying, check it out. Check it out. So let's go over these loads. Let me see if I can get some more light going in here. Oh, that's a little better. A little better. I think one of my bulbs is getting a little dim, it looks like, maybe. Need to get some of these fancy LED lights in here. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on it. Hang with me. I keep saying that. I've been saying that for about a year now. So I'm a procrastinator. You know what I mean? I'm a procrastinator. So let's talk about these loads I did. Number one, absolute banger. By all standards of bangers, this is a banger. I was sitting my happy ass at the house, and you know how they do. I would never work if they didn't call me with these good loads. I'm glad I live in Minnesota. I've thought about this long and hard. I'm glad I don't live in a slower, less freight paying market, because those guys, they make the same amount of money I make. They come out of that area, they go to a good area, and they come back home. It's relative, It's just I get mine going out, they get theirs coming back. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it'd be very discouraging if they called me and said, "Hey, we got a 2,000 mile load that's paying, or let's don't say 2,000, let's say 50." They call me and they say, "Hey, we got a 1,500 mile load that's paying $1,800." I think I'll sit at the house all day. So I'm glad I got the market going out because it works better with my personality. But they called me with this load. $6,900 was what that load was paying. I had 40 empty miles on that. I had 1,089 loaded miles. We're talking like $6 a mile to run this load. It was negative 10 degrees. It was 21,000 pounds. And here's what had happened was, so it was one pick, and it was supposed to be 6 drops. So 2 of the drops got consolidated to a cold storage. So that brought me down to 5 drops because I still had to go to the cold storage. So that made it 5 drops. But what had happened was the 4th drop messed me up. I couldn't get to the 5th drop in time. So the broker realized, because I was using the tracking app and I was doing my check calls and everything, I was doing my due diligence. I said, hey, I'm not going to make that final stop. I didn't even get out of the 4th stop until the afternoon, and I was supposed to be in at the 5th stop in the morning. It was no bueno. We just get hung up sometimes. Sometimes these Reinhardts and these Performance and these Cisco's, US Food, you name them. You can run into some bad ones with any name on the building. So the broker cut me $400 a day for a layover pay on that. It's not what I would have been making if I was pushing this truck down the road, but it's a damn good layover pay. I shout out to that broker on that. So that load totaled $7,300 on 1,129 miles. Cam, I don't thought about just going home after that. Don't hurt my numbers. I got a weekly recap video I got to put out. I'm not doing this for the numbers, right? So I grabbed me another load. Oh, let's talk about that load. That load was Minnesota down to 2 stops in Arkansas, 2 stops in Louisiana, and 1 stop in Longview, Texas. We found it out at Cisco and Longview. Boy, that place was not as bad as it was the time I was there before. So maybe they're getting a little better there. But from there, I ran up the road about 90 miles and grabbed a load going to Kansas City. That load was $1,400 on 573 total miles, 90 miles of deadhead, 483 loaded. So that load was like probably like 230, 240 a mile loaded miles. Actually, it may have been better than that. Let me see. About 250, something like that. It's perfectly fine for a backhaul to me. Here's the key to that load, and here's why you have to keep the big picture in mind. In my opinion, you have to keep the big picture. Because, yes, that load was only $1,400. It was like $250 a mile. Out of the area of Texas I was in, Longview, you're kind of out there. It's not the most populated area out there. So to pull a load like that, I was happy with that, to get that kind of money on a 90 mile deadhead. Because here's the key. Here's the big picture. That was a positioning load. That wasn't a go home and, put my feet up load. I was trying to keep churning and earning. So the key to that load was it took me to Kansas City on a Friday. Unloaded Friday morning. I'm available to reload on Friday out of Kansas City, and that market was on fire that Friday. Put the truck up on the load board, took several calls, turned down some like really good paying loads, but it's kind of like it's not after every load you get to pick really what you want to do and go where you want to go. So I kind of had that position, so I was kind of being a little bit picky. I could have took a load out to like New Jersey. I'm not opposed to that lane, but it's not my favorite lane. So I looked around, I got a few offers on some loads. Finally, I took this load I'm on now. This has been a longer load than what it was supposed to be, but it was a really good load. So you know, keep the big picture in mind when you're picking loads, you know, like, because if you try to just get everyone back to back, going to be perfect, big money, chances are, you know, you may end up in some dead areas. Now, to say dead areas in this day and age is like, I don't even know where a dead area is. You know what I mean? It's like $3 a mile everywhere right now. You know, and I'm no Swami. I can't tell you when or why or how or anything's going to work out in the future. But we're dealing with some really good numbers right now. So, ran that load into Kansas City. That went really good. I delivered that. You know, the Cisco in Kansas City, that's where that went. Cisco, Kansas City. That was one of the better Cisco's I've ever been to. I like how they got it laid out. You don't have to stop at the gate. You pull in. They got a little staging area. You pull into the staging area, then you walk over to the guard shack. Everything's one direction there. You know, not the boy band, but actually, you know, one way. Makes for a very nice flow. People aren't in everybody's way all the time. Not bad, not bad. And I had an experience in the office there. A little quick tangent here. There was a driver in there that drove for Dart, and the guy at the window, we were all waiting for receipts. You know, we'd all turned in our checks for the lumpers, and we was waiting on receipts. And the guy literally looks at the guy in front of me and goes, "Dart?" And the guy goes, "No, my name's Kevin." And the guy behind the glass goes, "Who do you drive for, Kevin?" He goes, "Oh, I drive for Dart." I was like, damn, drive like a boss over there, man. I mean, literally, yeah, I don't know what was going on in the guy's head, but yeah, I don't know. I thought that was funny. I try not to laugh at the guy, but damn, it was funny. Like, he was like zoned out, you know. But anyway, let's get to these numbers. Let's go over the numbers. I know that's what everybody likes. That's why I've created all this space right here on the screen, is so I can put numbers up here. Let's talk these numbers. $8,700 in revenue for the week. I know it's not 10,000. You know, whatever. Not every week's a $10,000 week. And honestly, I'm cool with that, because this week right here, I take this week right here. 52 weeks a year, how many ever weeks I work. I take this every single week. Let me go over the dates on this. Let me see. Yeah, that was a full week. It was. Because that multi-stop load was stretched out over 5 days. And then when I got unloaded there, I grabbed this load and ran it up, got unloaded the next morning. That's more like a 6.5 day, because I did get reloaded that same, or went up to get my load the same day. So I did the deadhead miles for the next load the same day. So 6.5, whatever. Let's call it 7 days. But if you think about it, okay, if you do the $8,700, if I could do that for what? Let's say 40. Let's just say 40 weeks a year. That's over $300,000 working 40,000 or 40 weeks a year. That is an amazing market we're working in right now. And let me tell you, here's the key to this week. The reason I say I would take one every week. $8,700 gross revenue. My 80% was $6,960, which is a great number. And then we come over here to the miles. And here's the key. Speaking of Dart, you know, you see this commercial on YouTube all the time. There's a Dart guy on there. He come on and say, at Dart, it's all about the miles. That's not an owner-operator mindset. It's not. Driving like a boss is not putting in 3,000 miles every single week. Now, if you want to and you do it, maybe that is driving like a boss. But to me, bosses make money. They don't kill themselves to do it, you know. 1702 all miles. 1702 on 8,700 revenue. That is $5.11 a mile every single mile we laid down. Come on. Thank you, Jesus. 130 of that was empty miles for 1,572 loaded miles. That is 511 all miles. That's 409 a mile. My 80% was 409 all miles. And that was $5.53 a loaded mile. $5.53 a loaded mile. And I didn't even end up in a bad market. Like, normally to get these numbers, I would have ended my week in, like, you know, BFE, you know, like the worst of Florida, or, you know, the worst of the Southwest. No, I ended this week in Kansas City. That's why I'm so happy about that, because it positioned me right into another great week coming. So anyway, really happy about this week. I can't say that enough. Like, this is the type of week I like. At 1,702 miles, a truck would last forever. I mean, even if you worked every week of the year, you're not even putting 100,000 miles on a truck doing that. It's an amazing market, you know. And I'm not sitting here saying I'm the man, bang, 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 firing my pistols in the air. I'm just appreciating this market we're in. That's all I'm saying. You know, debts are being paid. That's all I can say. So let's go over to the variable cost. Now, if you've hung with me this far, think about that like button. I didn't say this in the beginning, but I only go over variable costs. I don't go over truck payment or insurance. You factor those in toward the end here. I'll tell you when to factor those in. I spent $925 on diesel, and man, is diesel going up every single week. It seems like it goes up a few pennies. They're just kind of inching it up on us, inching it up. It's that time of year. Ships are crossing the ocean. Trucks are running down the road, and you know, there's still a few places that burn you know, heating oil, so I don't see it coming down anytime soon, you know, plus the political environment. That's all I'm gonna say about that. $925 on diesel, $186 on reefer. Both of these, that first load was negative 10 degrees. I don't think I said that. So the biggest part of the week I was running around with a negative 10 degree load, and that second load was 34 degrees. The first load was 21,000 pounds. Second load was 41,000 pounds. I spent $17 in DEF, $41 in tolls. I bring over, variable cost totals was $11.69. We bring over the $69.60 right here. We subtract out the $11.69, and that leaves me $5,791 to do what I have to do with. And that is an amazing week for me. I'm so happy about that. I am. It's just good stuff. So now, after you see the $57.91, that's where you would want to put in any insurances and truck payment to see kind of what you would make as an owner-operator right now. And there's the numbers, guys. Appreciate everybody hanging with me and watching this video. Like I say, if you made it this far, think about a thumbs up if you would. If you're not subscribed to the channel, think about it. We do a lot of trucking content here, business and trucking, live shows where we try to share information and learn off of each other. You know, I try to help as much as I can. Thanks everybody for watching. Take care of each other out there. Bye.